I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare. Today we're talking about compost. Welcome to my gym. I just got back from volleyball. Something to consider when you have aviaries and when you're going to sift both of them at once is, where do you put all this? We got, I think, 36 bags. This is your feed bags, the 50-pound feed bags. We got, I think, 36 bags out of the aviary, the main aviary, and 42 bags out of the raviary. We used almost all of our bags that we had still. So something to think about. Now, this is not their permanent home. I am going to hold on to most of them for probably about half a year. We're going to clear space in the garage for them and stack them up. So this isn't even all of it, guys. It's all the way down the screen and porch. I'll show you. But that is something to consider in homesteading, especially urban homesteading, is where do you put it all? Where do you put all this stuff, right? So we have the compost, we have the food preservation, we have, you know, these things that come out of the garden. Where do you put it? And that is something to keep in mind before you actually do these projects. If I was thinking ahead, I probably would have done these two sifting jobs with a little time in between. However, that's just not how it happened. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys how much compost you get. And this is good compost. Like, this one came out of the raviary, and it is really good compost. And we also have the ones from the main quail aviary. It's also good compost. I would say that the raviary compost it looks better. And I think it's because it had the moisture and then the added manure from the rabbits as well. But that is just from looking and feeling it's not as dried out. And that's because the rabbits put that into the system. So for those people who are asking, well, what happens? Why do deep litter? You know, why have your birds outside in an aviary instead of a cage system? You know, why all these questions? And this is the answer. You know, besides them being happy and healthy and, you know, having bird behavior, this is the answer, is that you get tons and tons of compost out of the deal. And I didn't pay for any of this. Like, that's the crazy part about this. How do you get, what? We're gonna say about 80 bags, right? It's about 80 bags of compost for free. What? It's a waste product. This is wood chips. Okay, I got them for free from a tree trimmer. If you have tree trimmers in your area or an arborist in your area that trims trees and chips them, they typically have to pay at a dump to get rid of those things. So that is something you can capitalize on and say, when you hear a chipper, go after it. Go after it and say, hey, can I have some chips? They won't generally let you take a wheelbarrow full. They won't generally fill up your truck bed for you. You will have to take the whole thing. That's basically the deal, is they'll drive it to your house and dump it, and you better be ready for it to be dumped. So my advice is to keep some pretty large tarps on hand so that you can put it on the ground before, or in my case, on the gravel behind my garage. And that way the wood chips don't get mixed in there, because I'm not aiming to make compost on top of my gravel behind my garage. So that's a free product. Okay, the manure from your animals, you're raising them for some other reason, right? You're raising them for food, you're raising them for eggs, you're raising them for, you know, meat, you're raising them for different reasons. And maybe you're raising them for compost. Maybe this is a reason to raise animals. If you don't really want to raise them for meat, don't really want to raise them for eggs, but you think they're kind of cute and you might want to spend some time with them, that is totally valid, and you can get great compost out of this. And really, I pitchfork it in, you know, a week, you know, every week, sometimes multiple times a week, sometimes a couple weeks. And it turns, if you have chickens, they'll turn it themselves. You don't have to really touch that. Maybe encourage them from time to time to go in a certain area, but you don't have to work at all to get this. I mean, except for really you're going to check on your animals anyway, and it doesn't take that long. So the only work involved really is once every year. If you want, once every 2 years, do the sifting. I believe this is 1.5 years about for the Raviary. Might have been only a year. And almost 2 years, I think, for the main quail aviary, I think. I have to look back at stuff, but that's a lot of free material. And when you can get this much and a whole bunch more over there for free, I mean, that's amazing. Let me show you the rest of it, because you're gonna be amazed. I can't use my gym right now. So yes, this is nighttime. Yes, I'm limited with light here, but all those bags. Then we have a table that we haven't used since breeding for the rabbits. It's still there. And then we have all this over here. We have bags stacked on bags. So again, I can't use this little seating area either. They make comfy seats. That's something. So yeah, these are double stacked here. This whole section of the screen porch. Really all we have is a pathway. The rabbit hutch doors don't even open all the way. They are big doors. But yeah, he was not happy when we were bringing him back and forth. But he's gotten over it, so it's okay. So, are you ready to make compost? That is the question I have for you. Are you ready to make compost? Are you ready to let your animals make compost? And it's a wonderful thing. It really, really is. And to know I have this much compost and I didn't have to do much for it, you know, a couple days of sifting, a few days of sifting. But other than that, it's free and it's amazing. So I want to hear what you guys have done. I want to hear your guys' story about compost. I know we've talked about soil a little bit. I'll put a link here. I have a whole playlist on compost. I'll put a link here, up here to me managing these systems. See how long it takes, so you can see how long it takes. And then I would like to hear what your experiences are with compost, and whether it's with animals or not with animals. I want to hear it all. So I want you guys to teach each other and teach me, and while I teach you, and we can all learn together. And I think that's important to share as a community. So I know things that I do with compost are, I have what's called a racking house, which is rabbits and chickens. So the chickens live underneath the rabbits are in hutches, and the chickens scratch in everything. I have what I call my main quail aviary, and that has quail in it, and that's it. And then I have my raviary, which is rabbits over quail. I named it because it sounds cool and it's always a party. And that one so both of the quail systems, I have to be the chicken and scratch in. Quail do make little holes. They do make little divots, and they have fun with that, but they don't scratch as much as chickens do. So you will have to be the chicken in those systems. So I have those systems. Another system I have is the vermiculture. So the worm bins back here. I'll put a link up here about the worm bin. I should probably do another video about that soon. And all of these systems are good. I also compost wood chips, and actually wood chips and the grow out, both quail and rabbit grow out manure in my bark chip, or in my wood chip pathway, which is in my yard. So, and then we use that in the beds as well. So guys, this is an amazing amount. I want to stress that to you. My main quail aviary is 7 feet by 10 feet approximately. And the raviary is about the same size. It might be a little smaller, might be a little bigger. It's kind of weird shape. But I mean, it's not that many square feet. Like putting these bags back into those aviaries would be a task. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope this encourages you to make compost in some way, because it's so easy, it's awesome. Your waste products are made into something lovely, and you don't have to pay for compost. So make compost. All right, I feel like I've babbled on enough. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like if you enjoyed the video, and if you like the video, share this around. If someone is asking, can you really make compost out of your aviaries? Share this with them. And it is awesome. I mean, you have tons of compost here. Almost 80 bags is what we got out of very little square feet. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, pass this along, and enjoy your day.